News Talk 94.3, 95.5. The quest for knowledge continues, as all good scientists would have you know. Lou Gitan, of course, loves the science. He is America's meteorologist. Also into science is a man named Tony Gerard. Now, you teach biology at Shawnee.
I do. I teach biology and physical geography.
And you're also in this concerned with the Cache River watershed.
I'm one of the members of the board of directors of the Friends of the Cache River watershed. Yeah.
What do the Friends of the Cache River watershed do?
Well, we basically just promote Cache River watershed. You know, we've got Cypress Creek National Wildlife Refuge. We've got state natural areas like the Cache River State Natural Area. We're involved with a lot of educational programs and stuff like that. Most recently, we've started a series called Conservation Conversations, which are basically just public programs about things of interest. Our first one dealt with various diseases in deer. And here most recently, our next one, which is going to be...
you got a real humdinger coming up.
Yeah, January 25th is actually me doing a presentation called A Biologist Looks at Bigfoot.
Have you seen a Bigfoot?
No, I haven't seen a Bigfoot.
You're just kind of...
yeah, all my life I've been interested in, you know, I love a mystery, especially a nature mystery, and I've always been interested in nature phenomena like that. And I was a member for several years of the BFRO. Now that's the guys that did the show. I think it's off the air now, called Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Which probably should have been called Not Finding Bigfoot, but
accuracy is important.
Yeah, I got kicked out of that organization. But I also...
What does one have to do to get kicked out of the Bigfoot Research Organization?
Well, I got crossways with Matt Moneymaker, who is one of the guys on the show. And it didn't take much because there was some heavy-duty politics in that organization. When I got kicked out, a whole bunch of other people did too. Actually, most of the people that had a real science background got kicked out.
I see.
At that time. But
okay. I've seen the show. I think I know what you're talking about.
Well, I tell you what, don't judge me, okay? Because I also was heavily involved in a show called Monster Quest.
I've seen that one too.
Well, if you've ever watched enough Monster Quest, you've seen me on there in one capacity or another. You know, it only ran for 4 seasons. It's off the air now. It gave birth to a whole bunch of even sillier spin-offs.
But I find this sort of thing fascinating. I mean, I believe that there is a Bigfoot creature out there somewhere. I think some of the sightings have been genuine. I don't know. But I think there are... people didn't think gorillas existed before somebody actually laid their hands on one in Africa.
Well, that's true.
Do you think there's a Bigfoot out there?
I guess I describe myself as a Bigfoot agnostic. Here's the deal. I'd love for there to be a Bigfoot.
Okay.
But I'm also a student of 18th century frontier history. Okay.
What does one have to do with the other?
Well, it has to do with this. There. Yeah. Why doesn't John James Audubon have a Bigfoot story? Why doesn't Lepage de Pratt's have a Bigfoot story? Now, people will say, oh, the Native Americans have always known a Bigfoot, and that's especially important to a lot of Native American friends of mine now. Yeah. But if you actually go and look at those Native American legends, you got to round off a lot of corners to make most of those legends fit our classic view of Bigfoot. And, you know, do I think that in 400 gun-toting years of North American history, we just happen to overlook a 700-pound ape when we wiped out every large predator east of Mississippi almost? No, I don't. But on the other hand, I've talked to so many sincere people that had nothing to gain but public ridicule by coming forward with their Bigfoot sighting. And for a lot of those people, it was kind of cathartic for them. They would tell me about their Bigfoot sighting, and it was almost like then they could go, phew, I talked to somebody that didn't ridicule me about this, and now I can get on with my life. And I just kind of don't know what to do with that. I believe in the Bigfoot phenomena. I believe there's something really going on. Now, as an undescribed North American ape, I'm not so sure about that.
But you think there's got to be something behind these stories then?
Yeah, but I also think it's the same sort of thing. You know, when I grew up in Southern Illinois, pretty much everybody knew somebody that had seen a Black Panther. My own father, you know, saw a Black Panther. And my father was a Cumberland Presbyterian minister. He didn't cuss or drink and all that sort of thing. He wasn't a guy to tell fun, jokey stories.
Level-headed.
Yeah, okay. You know how many Black Panthers have ever been killed in the history of North America? None. You know, in 1954, there was a very dark cougar killed in Sinaloa, Mexico. As far as we know, that's it. But yet, everybody, when I was a kid, used to have a Black Panther story or knew somebody that did. Now that we're beginning to get actual cougars into southern Illinois again, the Black Panther stories have kind of faded away.
So
there are correlations there.
All right. Well, if we come to this presentation, what are we going to get from you looking at the Bigfoot phenomenon?
Well, I've had a lot of people come and say, "Oh, my 6-year-old's really into Bigfoot. I want to bring him." I think a young kid would be bored out of their mind with this presentation.
Fair enough.
It's basically geared at adults. We're going to talk about a little bit about the Bigfoot phenomena, because every culture, every human culture pretty much has their own Bigfoot. You know, in Australia, it's the Yowie. In Nepal, it's the Yeti. My wife is Filipino, and in her culture, it's the Capri.
There's even variations regionally in the United States.
That's right. The true believers nowadays, some of them believe there are different
now I'm a
types
true believer
of Bigfoot.
I know
you
this thing.
And I'm not really a true
well,
believer.
I mean, I've seen things about like skunk apes and different things, you know.
And there's even, you know, a researcher named Lauren Coleman has identified there's Bigfoot, and then there's also what he calls nape, which is a North American ape, which is smaller and more ape-like and just very much like a chimpanzee. And, you know, give away something here. I know 2 different people locally that told me very believable stories about seeing apes and had nothing to gain by lying to me. I don't know what to do with that.
Well, we'll get to the bottom of it with your presentation. When January 25th?
January 25th. Can I put a plug in for a class at Shawnee College?
That's the whole reason you're here, Dave.
Okay, at Shawnee College, our classes don't start till the 13th, next Monday. And I've got a class called Field Biology. It only meets for half the semester, one afternoon on Tuesday afternoons. And every time we meet, we go on a field trip someplace out in beautiful southern Illinois. We look at the plants, the critters, the fungus we find, talk about them, 2 hours credit. I'd love to have some people sign up for that.
So it's real field biology then.
Well, yeah, it's basically a course in local nature.
Now, the Bigfoot thing's on the 25th. Where's it at?
25th, 2 o'clock at Shawnee College.
Okay.
It looks like we may change rooms now. We're getting so much interest in it. So I'm sure if you get there a little before 2, there will be signs directing you where to go.
You will know where you'll be going by seeing the other people. I can almost guarantee that. Yeah. Tony Gerard was once, of course, the one-armed man in The Fugitive, but now he's teaching biology and Friends of the Cache River Waters. That January 25th, 2 o'clock, a biologist looks at Bigfoot. And you can sign up for that field biology class, too. Listen, Tony, thanks for coming out. We appreciate it, and looking forward to hearing more about this.
Oh, it's been fun.